Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new movie Central Intelligence, starring Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Now, of course, this is a new buddy movie, and we've got Kevin Hart, probably one of the best stand-up comics going right now, and a guy who seems to be in a movie every few months. On top of that, we've got Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Now, if you're like me, you were first introduced to Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, from his stint in the WWE. Now, to be successful in the WWE, obviously you need to have a certain amount of wrestling skill, but on top of that, and probably more important, you have to be good on the mic. You've got to be charismatic, you've got to engage a crowd, and that is something that he was able to do and do extremely well. And that's transcended into an extremely successful movie career. The Rock has come out with such great hits like San Andreas, such hits like the G.I. Joe series, just to name a few. And of course, Kevin Hart, again, no stranger to the buddy type movies, of course, Ride Along with Ice Cube has done extremely well. I will go on record and say that this is probably one of the best Kevin Hart and best Rock movies that I have seen. Now, this movie, the plot of this movie is as follows. You've got two guys who are classmates in high school. Kevin Hart, of course, was the big kid on campus, winning pretty much all of the awards in terms of most likely to be successful, prom king, and all that good stuff. And unfortunately, Dwayne Johnson's character was, let's just say, teased a lot in high school. Well, fast forward 20 years later, and these two have picked up at different times in their life, and wouldn't you know, they end up getting together just before a high school reunion. The only thing is that The Rock was involved with the CIA, and now his character needs Kevin Hart's character to help him out. Now, the plot of this movie is entertaining and it's good. But what makes this movie so successful and so good is watching these two together. Now, we've of course seen tons of buddy cop movies and tons of movies where guys, you know, from different backgrounds have to get together. But there's so many different aspects that make this movie work. First of all, no overacting. Now, there are some very funny aspects in this movie. You would think when you get two, you know, completely funny people together, you might see some overacting, but not so much in this movie. The pacing in this movie was done very well. Also, one of the great parts in this movie is watching Academy Award nominee Amy Ryan. You know why? Because you can see her trying so hard not to laugh in this movie, and of course she plays a member of the CIA as well. The laughs keep coming, and they keep coming at a very good pace. And you're watching this movie and you're thinking to yourself, what are they going to hit me with next? And they don't disappoint. This movie does such an effective job of using cameos. It's one of those movies where you think to yourself, don't go on to IMDb, don't go and see who's in the movie, just go into the movie and enjoy it. Because with each passing cameo that came into this movie, it seems like the crowd just reacted louder and louder and more enthusiastic. Now, for those of you who know me and know the things that I like, if you go and you see this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This movie is very entertaining. It's probably one of the funniest movies of the year. There were two small comments that I have in regards to this movie from a negative standpoint. One was continuity. There was one particular moment where somebody got water on them, got sprayed, and they were wet. Their hair was wet, and like 10 minutes later, not only was their hair dry, but like perfectly styled. So that was one issue. And then the ending scene, a bit of an issue there, but again, very, very small hiccups in an otherwise extremely enjoyable movie-going experience. And since they're really small, I don't want to dock it too much, and I'm giving this movie an A-. I am going to tell you, Central Intelligence is a ridiculously funny movie. A friend of mine said, I don't know if I can give a comedy an A. I have no problem putting a comedy in the A category, and this is a movie that you should definitely go and check out. And I'm watching this movie, and even halfway through it, I can see this becoming a franchise. Very, very funny movie. I implore you to go and check out Central Intelligence. You will not be disappointed. Go see it in VIP. Go see it on cheap night. Go see it every night, any possible night you can. Won't be disappointed. Such a great movie. Hats off, excuse me. Hands up. Hands off. Anyway, hands up. That doesn't make any sense. my hat is off to Kevin Hart and to Dwayne Johnson for delivering such a phenomenal movie, and of course cast and crew involved as well. Let me know if you get a chance to see this. I would love to know what you think. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/Witty Whittier, and WittyWhittier.com. I really appreciate your time as always in checking this out. And until next time, my name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.